Welcome to Cocktails in the War Room, everybody. It's 8:30. I'm Mistress Carrie. This is my war room, and for the last, wait for it, 69 nights, we have gotten together at 8:30 right here on my Facebook page to try and pass the time. Apologize for a lipstick malfunction here. This is how we have been riding through COVID-19. We've been hanging out every night in the war room, and it's show number 69. So I hope, according to the label of this video, that you're not hexakentanea-phobic, which is a legitimate phobia, the fear of the number 69. So I hope that you are not phobic of hexakentanea-phobic, because tonight is Gronk's favorite show. Cheers to you guys. Number 69. We made it. Happy episode 69, everybody. Welcome back to the War Room. I cannot believe we've done this freaking 69 times. It's insane. It's crazy. What's up, Missy? Hey, Mickey. Hey, Grace. I love that friends of mine from out of state are coming and hanging out with me in the war room. I just got off a Zoom call with a bunch of my old friends from like elementary school and junior high and high school. And yeah, I think Ron just read the title of the video. Yeah, I hope you're not phobic of the number 69. Good. Joe says, got my Yingling out. Fantastic. Cheers to 69 more, says Scott. Hell no. The world is going to end before that happens. Did you hear the cicadas are coming out of the ground for the first time in 17 years? I tweeted about it today. Just like we needed one more thing. Like one more thing to just really throw it over the edge. Why not have a once every 17-year cicada invasion? Say that word again. Hexakentanea-phobic. I think that's how you say it anyway. 69 times we have been hanging out here in the war room. We've made it through the loss of WAF, the trade of Tom Brady and Gronk, St. Patrick's Day getting canceled, opening day being canceled, the marathon being postponed, UFOs are real, there's a parallel universe where you age backwards, cicadas, murder hornets. I mean, seriously, we've been through some shit in 69 days. It's insane. And here we are. 69 days later. Tomorrow night, I'll polish off another bottle of vodka. I couldn't in good conscience pour everything that was left in the bottle into this Moscow Mule, but tomorrow night, that'll make 2 gallons of vodka. It's insane. I'm going to need a detox. So how are you guys doing? Did you get to go outside today? I spent the entire afternoon outside in my garden in the sun, and it was fantastic. Then I decided to take Wednesday out in the backyard and let her chase her little Snoopy Frisbee around the yard. And she decided to go investigate the neighborhood without a leash. And I had to run after her, again, barefoot. And all of my neighbors' landscapers were there trying to wrangle this friggin' dog. She almost ran out in the middle of a busy street. I was losing my shit. And then it was so hot, and she got so tired and thirsty that after I had been running around chasing her, she just laid down in the grass and let me come and get her. After like 45 minutes. I was so pissed. Yes, aging backwards. Go look through my Twitter feed, Mistress Carrie, at Mistress Carrie on Twitter. There is evidence from NASA of a parallel universe where time is in reverse, where you age in reverse. That's what I'm saying. Like, If we weren't in the middle of everything we've been through, that would have been the most earth-shattering, mind-blowing news of the year. What the fuck? A parallel universe where you age Benjamin Button and Mork from Orc Style? No. It's like we're not even paying attention to it because the world is just crazy. The Pentagon confirmed UFOs and we're like, oh, it's just Tuesday. So anyway, there I was chasing Wednesday around the neighborhood. Finally got her back in the house. I made her take a bath because she was running through like poison ivy and whatever. So I put her in the sink and now she smells like a baby because I washed her with Johnson's baby shampoo. And she's been asleep ever since. She pouted for a while because I punished her and put her in timeout and gave her a bath and whatever. And now, yeah, she's in timeout. She's asleep in the other room. I don't even think you're going to see her tonight on episode 69 of Cocktails in the War Room because she ran so much today that I don't even know how she stayed awake. I mean, she was panting. I put her in a cold sink because I thought she was going to overheat because she was making all those like pug noises because she was so overheated. And so I gave her a nice cool bath and quieted her down. Yeah, and then put her in timeout because she ran away. The little shit. Now all my neighbors, landscapers, think that I'm insane. Bad pug is right, Heidi. It was awful. And once again, just like last time, I was barefoot because I was out in the backyard running through the grass with her. And then she decided to take off through the woods and go running down the street. So now I have all these cuts all over my feet again. I can't take her out without shoes on anymore, just in case she gets away from me. What is a pug timeout? When she's not allowed to go lay in her favorite spots where she gets like locked in the kitchen, basically. And she's got a dog bed in there and that's where her food and water are, but it's like she needs to be in the middle of everything. And when you like cast her off the island and like put her in just one room and don't let her roam freely around the house, she knows she's being punished. Little shit. So this morning, before I went on the Great Pug Caper, I ordered all of the mailing envelopes for the t-shirts today. I don't have the shirts yet, but I wanted to be ready. So I put the order in for the envelopes, which will be delivered here tomorrow. 500 envelopes, because we're already over 450 shirts. So I ordered 500 envelopes. And I was like, wait, how many envelopes? Like, when you see a stack of 500 envelopes, and I started investigating home postage versus going to bother the poor people at the post office. I have not quite settled on exactly the best course of action. I mean, we're going to pack the t-shirts, label them, and get them ready to ship. I just haven't decided if I'm going to try and print postage here or if I'm just going to take them to the post office. I haven't quite figured out what the best course of action is, so I'm doing some investigating on like stamps.com and some other places to see if I can print postage. Otherwise, I'm probably going to have to bring them like 50 at a time to the post office. So I think if I wheeled a dolly in there with 500 envelopes, they might just bitch slap me and kick me out of the post office. Thank you, Jessica. Says she ordered hers on Monday. I didn't get our shirts yet. What's up? Eric, I told you. I don't want to hear it about how long it takes. They've been ordered. Pitney Bowes, baby. All right, Melissa, I'll look into that. Because I'm going to parcel mail them, which means that rather than do like the $7 flat rate envelope, the price fluctuates. This is the cheapest shipping option because I'm trying to save as much money as I can so that we can make the most donation to the charity. And when you parcel ship something, it has to be weighed, and then they put the zip code in of where it's going. So the further away it is, the more money it costs to ship. You can do postage through PayPal. It's cheaper. All right, I'll check that out too. Postal employee here. Keep us in business by that. Well, that's why I was going to go to the post office, is that, you know, every part of the distribution of these t-shirts, I wanted to help our economy. And FedEx and UPS and Amazon, all those guys are making plenty of money right now. and I wanted to support the post office. So we ordered made in the USA cotton t-shirts. We're shipping them through the US Postal Service. We designed them in Massachusetts, had them printed in New Hampshire, and we're packaging them in my dining room. So it's the pinned post on my Facebook page for people that are asking where to buy the t-shirts. There is just a separate link for every size. Everything is explained right there. The links to everything, including the charity and all the information, everything you need to know is on the pinned post on this Facebook page. So how do you become a top fan, Scott says. I think if you comment and interact the most on my page, you get top fan status. It's not something that I grant like a royal or something. I think it's an algorithm thing with Facebook that if you interact, if you're in the top percentage of the people on my page that interact the most, I think you get top fan status. So there you go. So go commenting and liking and sharing and all of that stuff, and then I guess you get top fan status. So I'll meet you at the P.O. box and save you the money. I'm in Leominster, says Heather. Can I send you an extra $50 to go towards the postage cost? I think you can. I'm not really sure how you would go about doing that, but you can go and investigate that. And if you want to donate money towards the postage or whatever else to try and cut down on the costs, I mean, all the profits are going to the charity, so it's not like I'm making any money off of this. So whatever you want to chip in for that kind of stuff, go right on ahead. Let's see. Sherry, yeah, I became a top fan. See, there you go. It's one of those things that Facebook does. You know, they roll out all these weird things, like the new avatars, which I posted because I full-blown look like a stage 5 clinger in my new Facebook avatar. It's got that creepy, like, hi, I'm about to stab you in the chest look. And that creepy face will probably be the selfie that you guys just took and tweet to me later. Don't mail mine, says Brenda. I'm right on Union Street. Yeah, but, you know, if you're in Massachusetts, like, the postage isn't as much. But, like, you know, I'm excited. I think we've got 22 states represented now. I'm going to get a full count the day that I have all the volunteers here that are going to do the shipping. I think it's 22 states we're sending these shirts to so far. I believe we got North Dakota, we got Utah, we got Tennessee, we got North Carolina, we got South Carolina, Florida. I think there's one going to Mississippi. There's one going to Hawaii. We do not have Alaska yet. We got Texas. We have Nevada, Maine, all of the New England states. There's Michigan, I think, on there. Ohio's definitely on there. New York is on there. So I think we got like 22 states out of the 50 that we're sending them to. So I'm pretty psyched about that. Creepy face, so hot, says Michael. Oh, yeah. Like when you wake up and you're like, why is she looking at me that way? And I'm like, I just like to watch you sleep. That's what my avatar looks like on Facebook. It's super friggin' creepy, but whatever. I have a van. We can pick up the shirts in New Hampshire. Look, don't try to take away an excuse for me to leave the house, okay? Like, I barely ever leave the house. I might be looking forward to the ride just to go visit Brian and pick up the t-shirts. Like, I might need to any other countries, not that I am aware of. And I do not believe that we can process t-shirts through the PayPal links to any country outside of the United States. I don't think we can. I think there might be Maryland, Stephen. I'm not quite sure. Any international? No. Any in Mass, smartass? Yeah, there's just a couple. Can you say syndication? That's right. We're going nationwide, baby. Are you going to have enough lobsters? I never asked how many people you had helping. Joe, you kick ass for your care package. I was doing shots of your Fireball last night. Wednesday loves the lobster. I have no idea how many people I'm going to have over here. I think it's going to depend on when I can schedule it. But I will tell you that I am incredibly fortunate. And when I get sad, like I was on Sunday, this is one of the things that kind of brings me out of it, is that I am so lucky to have the amazing, supportive family and close group of friends, people that I have grown up with, people that knew me long before the radio station gig, knew me long before the purple hair, people that I have legit been friends with. Like one of the guys that was on the Zoom call today, I've been friends with him since kindergarten, and we're still friends to this day. I am surrounded by an incredibly close-knit group of incredibly supportive people who have volunteered to come over and help, and which is just amazing. And so so many of them have asked if they could come over and help ship t-shirts and stuff. So depending on when I get the shirts and when I figure out the postage and get the volunteers over here, I have no idea how many people it's going to be, but a dozen lobsters coming fresh from Maine on a day's notice. It's pretty badass, Joe. So thank you very much. Glad you have all the support, says Bill. Yeah, I'm super lucky. You were not born with purple hair, says Sean. Maybe I was. Don't say anything. Hit the bottles hard last night, drinking Gatorade, says Keith. Oh, I only had a little bit of the Fireball. I'm feeling fine. And after I chased Wednesday through the neighborhood and went on that little excursion, I made a quick trip to the Tractor Supply place. I'm trying an experiment. A lot of you guys ask about my garden all the time. I'll put pictures up when it's done, but it's not quite done yet. I don't have all the plants that I want to put in there yet. So far, I planted 3 different kinds of tomatoes, cucumbers, peppers, Brussels sprouts, peas. What else is in there? And a bunch of herbs. Like there's like basil, oregano, thyme, lemongrass, chamomile, sage, rosemary. So all of that's already in there. I have not picked up my green beans, my eggplant, my zucchini, my summer squash, because the plants have been so small because spring has been so cold. But this year, so it's really funny, like, you know, people ask me about my trips overseas and you know, why I still talk about them so much, because those trips continue to affect my life in ways I never expected. So my buddy Jimmy, who I met in Afghanistan, his dad is an immigrant from Portugal, as is his mom. And Jimmy's dad is like a gardening guru, like the Jolly Green Giant. Like this guy, he's the guy that I go to for all of the advice that I ever need about my garden. I was having a hard time for years getting peas to grow in my garden, and he told me to put the seeds in the ground on April 1st, even if I had to move snow out of the way to put them in the ground. In the last 3 years, I have had peas taller than me because Jimmy's dad was right. So anyway, Jimmy's dad last year, so I go to a barbecue at Jimmy's house every year, and I spend about 45 minutes just grilling his dad about gardening tips. And Jimmy's dad told me to, rather than use the straw and stuff that I was putting down on the soil in my garden to help keep the moisture and keep the weeds down, he said he actually had better luck using pine shavings like you would use for like animal bedding and stuff from like Tractor Supply. And he said if you put like a fluffy 3 or 4 inches of pine shavings on your vegetable garden around all of the plants, that it'll keep all of the weeds down, and it actually helps when you water your garden, because it really does keep the moisture in the soil around the plants, and it really helps. So this year I decided to try Jimmy's dad's pine shaving trick for my garden. And so I went to Tractor Supply today and got all of the bales of the pine shavings, and that's what I did all afternoon. But I couldn't put it all down because I don't have all of my plants in there yet, but I'm hoping by the end of this weekend that I'll have all of my vegetables in the garden and all of the pine shavings down, and then I will let you know how it works. But ticks love pine. Great. Thanks a lot for that, Michelle. Here I was thinking I was doing something good. Damn it. Well, anyway, I'm going to try it this year. So that's my big experiment for the year. So I'll let you know how it goes. But that was my big excursion today. I went to Tractor Supply for like 20 minutes. And I went to Dunk's. So to the people that have sent me Dunkin' Donuts gift cards at the post office box, thank you guys. You have no idea, because I have been so quarantined in the house. A, because I don't have a job and I have no friggin' place to go. And B, because I'm trying to be super responsible. Just leaving the house for any reason, for any length of time, to give me an excuse to go and get an iced coffee at Dunkin' Donuts. It's like the most amazing gift in the world. Jabba the mulch is still outside, although I am chipping away at him slowly. So there's still a giant mulch pile in the yard, but slowly but surely I'm making my way around the house. I was a lazy piece of crap and mulched all the stuff that was closest to the mulch pile. And now the stuff that's on the other side of the house that needs to get mulched, that stuff is last, because I'm going to have to hump the wheelbarrow all the way around the other side of the house to get it. And Michelle, actually, it's funny. I have peppermint planted on the borders of my garden. See? Wicked smart. And that stuff comes back every year. The mint comes back. And I have green onions that grow back every year. So I did not see the chicks at Tractor Supply. I went in, I got the pine shavings and some fertilizer, and I took off. Do you still have your bike? Mark, yes, I do. It is out of storage. It is insured and on the road. I just have not taken it out yet. But it's in my garage, and I'm probably going to end up taking it out sometime this weekend. So I will let you guys know when I go on my my first trip. I think you're right about the sage too. So I know that a lot of herbs, because they're so aromatic, that they keep away a lot of pests, which is why I plant them around the border of my garden on the inside. So it's all herbs along the edges, and then I plant the vegetables in between. And then I also have flower boxes hanging off of the top rail of my garden enclosure. And I plant stuff that deer don't like in the flower boxes, like marigolds and lavender and a bunch of other stuff. And that helps to keep the deer from getting enticed into going into my garden. However, last year I had a bear make a bed in my raspberry bushes. I mean, you guys know I'm a doomsday prepper. So I love the idea of having a bunch of stuff growing in my yard that I can eat. And so I have raspberries, blueberries, and mulberries in my yard. And next year, I'm clearing out the spot right now, but next year I'm putting in some apple trees. And last year was going to be a bumper crop of raspberries for me. And a bear literally made a bed in my raspberry bush and destroyed half of them. So John says, Mistress Carrie needs a Sirius XM gig. Well, I've got a friend that works over there. I've put the word out that I'm looking for a gig. So it could be like Mistress Carrie's gardening tips on Sunday morning. I've heard crocuses keep the spiders out of the house. I have no idea if that works, but cinnamon for ants, that's good to know. But yeah, it had to have been a big fucking bear too, because that thing destroyed, like, these raspberry bushes were huge. And then I went outside and it literally, like, you could tell it slept there because it looked like a crop circle. Like, you could tell the bear like circled around and then plopped. And then it just ravaged my raspberry bushes. Shithead. Apple trees need to cross-pollinate with one another. I know, that's why you got to plant more than one, Ron, but thank you for the heads up. Apple trees will attract orioles and hummingbirds, which is fantastic. How cute was the bear? I don't know. I didn't see it. I just know the aftermath of the friggin' bear. It's just crazy. Hey, Tommy. My friend Tommy is down in New York right now, and he's watching. What's up, Tommy? So the bears, destroyed half my raspberry bushes, and it's going to take them a couple years to come back, but I am working on it. Slayer music scares bears away, says Michelle. I might try that, because if that friggin' bear comes back, he also ripped some limbs off of one of my mulberry trees, and I was pissed. I grew up The lady across the street in the neighborhood I grew up in had mulberry trees in the yard. We called them gooseberries back then, but they're mulberries. And she had these massive mulberry trees in her yard. And my sister and I used to get these like quart containers that my grandfather used to put his tomato sauce in. And we would just go over there and literally pick mulberries all day. And we just grew up eating them. And then when I got this house, I was like, I really would love to have mulberry trees in my yard. And I planted them. I think this is the 5th year that I've had them. And now they're like 15 feet tall. And I'm going to have some really good berries this year, I'm hoping, which I'm pretty psyched about that. So Jeff says, that's my company's name, Bear Paw Signs and Graphics. Yeah, well, there you go. You can come and take the bear out of my yard. That would be fantastic. But if he rocks out, then the bear has good taste. Well, that's true, actually. I got followed by a bear last summer, says Keith. Cedar waxwings flocked to my mulberry tree. Who knew? All around the mulberry bush, exactly. But I love the berries. I haven't gotten enough of them to like be able to make jam or any of that stuff. I know how to do it. I just haven't had enough of them. Because in the morning when I go out to walk Wednesday, I just go over and eat the berries off the tree, and they're so good. Ooh, mulberry wine. Yeah, exactly. That was also my plan in the backyard, is to put up like a pergola and grow grapes out there so that I could make wine too. But that's on my to-do list that maybe I'll get to it this year because I don't have anything else to do because I'm unemployed. So anyway, so that was my day. I spent a lot of the time outside chasing the dog. I ordered the envelopes to ship